He didn't want anyone's money. He readily cooperated with the U.S. military and federal investigators, and he believed that justice would be done in America. Then, he says, Blackwater stepped in. In February 2008, ABC News did a brief story about Mohammed. The day the story was posted online, Blackwater's attorney threatened to take legal action against the network, accusing ABC of defamation. What outraged Mohammed was that Blackwater denied its forces killed Ali, claiming instead that he was killed by a stray bullet, possibly fired by the U.S. military an hour after Blackwater personnel had departed the scene. Blackwater claimed Ali was hit by a warning shot that ricocheted and killed him. It was not even possible, the Blackwater lawyer claimed, that Blackwater was responsible. Shortly after that, Mohammed said an Iraqi attorney approached him, but he wasn't just any lawyer. Jafar al-Musawi was the chief prosecutor of the Supreme Iraqi Criminal Tribunal, which prosecuted Saddam Hussein. He was the Iraqi lawyer. Mohammed agreed to meet with Musawi and Blackwater's regional manager. He says they offered him $20,000.
I said, I'm not taking a penny from you. I want nothing. I asked them if they wanted to resolve the problem. They said yes. I said, okay, get me a pen and paper. I said, look, I have the paper and I can sign and waive all my rights, all of them. I will sign now, but under one condition. I want the head of Blackwater to apologize publicly to me in America and say, we killed your son and we're sorry. That's all I want. I told him I don't want $50,000 or $20,000. I just want him to publicly apologize. That would be enough for me. Blackwater's regional manager said, we don't apologize. We don't apologize. I said, you kill my son and go on TV and publicly accuse me and all Iraqis of being mercenaries who intentionally have you kill us for the compensation. And you were under oath in front of Congress, and you tell me you will not apologize. What did you want then? Why did you bring me here? He said, no, we won't apologize.
Mohammed then confronted the Blackwater manager about the company's claim that the U.S. military, not Blackwater, may have killed Ali.
I told the manager, my son was killed in the car with me. How can you say it was the military? Do you want to stain the reputation of the American Army? The American Army is innocent of this. Why would you blame this on them? Do you want us to hate them more? Aren't you an American company, and this is your national military? Why would you do this to your own? I told him we love the American Army more than you do.
Mohammed threw the pen and paper at the Blackwater manager and left the meeting.
So I had no choice but to go the legal route and take things to court. To get justice, to bring closure for the victims' families. And to deter other criminals from committing the same crime.
On September 15, 2009, the night before the second anniversary of Ali's death, Ali Kinanis sued Blackwater in its home state of North Carolina, along with Blackwater's owner Eric Prince and the 6 men he believes are responsible for Ali's death. Mohammed is represented by Paul Dickinson and Gary Mauney. They're not political lawyers. To them, the nationality and citizenship of their client is irrelevant, as is the country housing the scene of the alleged crimes. Mohammed's lawyer, Paul Dickinson.
The U.S. Army was over there fighting for people just like Mohammed, and he's come here with a heart full of belief in the justice system in the United States.
This is not a case about national security at all.
Dickinson's colleague, Gary Mauney.
These were people who were in a public square in Iraq, much like the main intersection in Charlotte, North Carolina is called Trade and Tron. It's the primary intersection in the city where we live. It's the equivalent place for where this occurred. The Blackwater employees were in that square and they opened fire.
Dickinson and Mauney have gathered volumes of evidence and interviewed scores of eyewitnesses, but perhaps their greatest piece of evidence comes from one of the men they're suing. Jeremy Ridgway, a turret gunner on the Raven 23 team that day, pled guilty to killing an unarmed civilian. Monty points to Ridgway's own sworn statements.
What Mr. Ridgway has said is that Raven 23 was not supposed to be there, and that what they did was not justified by any provocation whatsoever. This is not some lawyer making a hyperbolic argument. This is Mr. Ridgway, who was there, who was working for Blackwater at the time.
In addition to Jeremy Ridgway's statement, Monty and Dickinson planned to introduce statements made by other Blackwater guards in the square that day, who said they were horrified at what their colleagues did, saying that they shot at civilians for nothing and for no reason. With the Justice Department's criminal case against Blackwater very much up in the air, Mohammed Kanani could well be the one man left standing between Blackwater and total impunity for the Nisour Square massacre.
This is the last case that's standing in the United States right now. This is it. This is it.
As we wrap up our time together, Mohammed Kanani shows us a cell phone video of young Ali hopping around a swimming pool with his cousins and siblings. With a smile ear to ear, Ali approaches Mohammed's cell phone camera and says to his dad, "I am Alawi." For Democracy Now!, this is Jeremy Scahill with Rick Rowley of Big Noise Films.